What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology retold action. It's been a hot minute since some stock standard Age of Mythology, the best of Age of Mythology retold ladder games, but this is it. This one comes direct from my inbox. If you guys have an absolutely outstanding game that you see from the top of the ladder, you want me to cast, then my inbox is the place to be. In the bottom side of the map, playing as Hades. His name is Firefox. He's going to be dumping off his gold. He's going to be going for his fast Vaults of Erebus. I love this build. Nice, quick onto the gold. Put the temple up. Split the villages up. There's 2 on wood, 2 on favor, and the rest just jump onto these herded bulls over here as little cheeky sentinels action as our main man on the top side of the map, who we haven't introduced just yet. He is playing as the green Kronos, and his name is Chasing the Sun. So yeah, we've got ourselves a cheeky little greedy opening from our main man Firefox. He's going for the Vaults of Erebus. He's going for just a standard advance time versus Chasing the Sun, who's up here, and he is up to shenanigans already. Now, whether or not our main man Firefox has scouted this, well, I mean, it's quite obvious that he hasn't scouted this. He has been going for herding. So he has got no idea what his opponent's doing. And his opponent could be doing a Kronos rush. He could be going for a whatever else. He could be doing many, many different strategies at the moment. But, well, he doesn't know. Chasing the Sun does pop out here to grab a little bit of wood. This might just be a 330 advance time, it looks like, so not a crazy fast advance. He's going up through Prometheus. Now, Chasing the Sun did actually scout this going on, and I really like this build order from Chasing the Sun. It makes it look like he's going for a 15 population advance time, and he doesn't actually have to go for it. He's actually built this villager out, so half built that citizen. It's not going to be a 330, but it's not going to be a 3 minute. And this villager will pop out and it's standard time, but no idle town center time. So I actually really like this build order from Chasing the Sun. However, yeah, like I said, he knows that Firefox is being greedy here. Firefox is not advanced yet. This is looking like it's going to be a 4-minute advance time from him as we're pushing forward into this next stage of the game. But at this moment, there's going to be some big problems. However, the bigger problem from Chasing the Sun is he doesn't actually time shift the temple forward. I should note here that Chasing the Sun participated in Champions League Season 4. Unfortunately, couldn't find any wins in his group stages, but he did give some players a bit of a run for their money. And from what I've heard a lot of things from the grapevine. He's actually improved an incredible amount over the course of Champions League. I know he after he played the Mister, and after he played the Mister, and I believe Tunison, maybe even before Tunison, he actually joined up with the practice team of that Aces team, with Recon, with Mister, and with Rappel, and he has become a very, very terrifying player indeed. However, the Prometheans making their way over super late to the party. Ajax is already out. Ajax poking away, and no early game damage is going to be coming in here from Chasing the Sun. Firefox had already got his wall up, has his temple here. Of course, you could deconstruct the temple and then in past it, but that's not what Chasing the Sun is going for. As Athena comes through for Firefox, and he now has to start thinking, all right, well, what do we do? We're actually on the map Elysium. Can we effectively go for a second town center here when the gold mines are this bad? And the answer is, kinda, but maybe not when you've dropped sentinels. And he decides, all right, I'm gonna go for a village center here, which is super, super offbeat. Very, very tough actually for Chasing the Sun to scout, because well, it's at the back of his base. He has to chase in past the sentinels. We'll actually see if he can spot this. He's going to pull away from the sentinels. And you don't actually have that flying scout that can just run through here. Now, you can swing around the bottom side of the map here with a Promethean and poke into the main base here and try and hit the chickens, for example. But do you want to do that? Like, there's sentinels here. So this is super, super hidden from Firefox. still has its own problems though. And the problems are Chasing the Sun does not need to do anything over the next course of like the next couple of seconds in this game or minutes in this game. All he needs to do is get himself some really, really nice like Oracle spammage out, and he's going to be able to go for a whole bunch of Prometheans, potentially lock off the gold mine. But Firefox probably knows that, and he can say, well, what if I just go straight to the Heroic Age? If he gets to the Heroic Age, he gets access to Chiron, potentially also sets up for a Mythic Age, and while you don't particularly have the resources to do Fortress, Mythic Age, Perseus, and everything else to sort of survive and get to the next gold mine, there's those options for just a little bit later. If you can sneak the gold mine for just a little bit, you can be okay. But at the top here, it is actually looking like it was looking like for a second there was going to be a town center, but not just yet. From there it is. So Chasing the Sun is going for his towns, and he goes for a really aggressive one here. Double manas on this position. If you're playing as Kronos and you ever get a sort of slightly delayed town center, make sure you do put as many of those manas down and do all the good stuff here. But yeah, this is going to go up. He's got back Crown Crane. He's got a side gold mine. The only thing about this that's sort of risky is, well, the fact that a fortress, well, a fortress isn't that big of a issue because of the deconstruction, but still, a fortress and then sieging here, there's not a lot of distance between the main base of Firefox and this town center. And not only that, there's also been probably a fair amount of time that this village center that has been set up. As over onto this side, a little bit of defense from Firefox as the Mamilla heroes are in, the Promethean offsprings do get taken out, and Firefox is going to be able to, he has to micro this. Great control from Chasing the Sun. You definitely want to be focus firing in those moments. Probably would have picked off an entirety of a Mamilla here. Might actually get it on the retreat, but still, this guy's going to be pulling back for the time being. And seeing, oh, he's going to lose one maybe. Decides to, does sack that other one. But even then, if he does that, he's still going to lose. He's still going to lose the other one. This Achilles is quite quick. I think you need to have Orano's speed there. Oh, there he goes. He can speed walk them away and he should be okay. Nonetheless, the villagers pushing forward to try and grab this food here as Chasing the Sun is denied that beautifully for the time being. In fact, you could take the citizens over here and actually start shanking, but that's a little bit risky as well, as the army of Firefox is going to be moving in onto this position. Hoplite over onto this top side, almost picking off that one HP Mamilla remaining there as the villagers turn around, shanking. There is still that restoration if need be. An absolutely insane moment in a game to see this amount of citizens here. There's also going to be a potential Valor to get dropped down here. Restoration comes through. One hero citizen. Looks like it will end up falling. This one can get healed back up with a Valor if need be, but getting that restoration out there, that's got to feel good for one citizen, a couple of units there as well. Firefox gets his food, but now restoration down and Chasing the Sun can play for the next moment in this game. Now, I haven't even talked about this, but there's also some relics on the map. Sister of Bast is here for a nice little economic boost. There's not been any time to grab that one just yet. Over onto the bottom side of the map, that one's already been grabbed. In the temple here for Firefox, he's literally claimed 3 relics. He's got Ankh of Ra here, which giving you a boosted favor. He's got Tawara Toto's last arrow, making his archers a little bit stronger. And he's got Zhurang here as well for that regeneration rate. So that's going to be a really nice thing there too. As Aphrodite on the way for Firefox, he's also going to drop that military academy. Now he knows he's technically on a timer here, but you're kind of not on a timer as well versus Atlantean. A lot of the game plan here from Greek doesn't really matter when you get to that late game, to that 100 villages, so long as you get there while continuing to get gold income. So you don't get cut off gold, you're sort of okay. Kinda. I mean, there is obviously timings and things. It's like you got to get your town centers down. If you're playing 4 versus 2 town centers as the Hades, you might be able to push back, but versus a very, very strong player, it can be a little bit tricky. But we are seeing some raids coming through here as well, which is going to give Firefox a lot of advantage. He is still on hunt. Oh, he gets raided himself, loses a villager. Nice play from Chasing the Sun. This is one thing that I've noticed from Chasing the Sun in my own games versus him that he does really, really well, which is these sort of scrappy raids, which your opponent's not really going to be expecting a whole lot on, as if you're getting raided, you're raiding him and he's raiding you type type ordeal. As now the heroic age is in, a fortress has been queued up over here from Firefox. It says, get me onto this gold mine. He knows how important this position is. Now, one fortress is not safety here, but if he gets the fortress up and has the favor for sentinels, well, now that changes things. Now he has a siege location. Now he can push this town center, and Chasing the Sun might actually have to give up on this position. He is up by 10 citizens, but he does still have to advance to the next age, so that is some idle town center time that's going to be caused, leveling the villager differential. But yeah, this is a really, really nice fortress here for Firefox. The raid's still onto the bottom side. Picking off an armory might not seem like the best use of time there, but it is super hurtful over onto Firefox's side, just on the fact that he's going to have to drop it back down and get himself another thing there as well. Thanks so much for the 10 months, Posy. Appreciate you, my friend. More mana's coming up over onto this side. But I actually think that Chasing the Sun is in a perfectly reasonable position to just sack this position. But if he just charges forward, deconstructs this spot, he's okay. But he doesn't have the line of sight here. So, actually, never mind. He sees the fortress. So this is 100% an option. And one of the most high value targets for deconstruction is going to be those fortresses. Why? Well, it takes a long time to rebuild them. So why not deconstruct it? You give the resources back, but your opponent loses those resources in rebuilding the fortress back up. So Archaic Age God, power, getting value. It's always nice. Anyways, over onto this side, the Nemean line pushing, Chasing the Sun back. He's now heading up to the Heroic Age himself through Rhea. And the units for Firefox starting to congregate up onto this top side. Like I said, sieging this top position, there's just not a whole lot you can do to stop this, with the exception of putting a huge amount of pressure in. Now, maybe if Chasing the Sun stayed Classical Age here, mass pumped units, made sure he gets out his Caraballister, and made sure he micros well, to maybe even a whole bunch of Prometheans as well, he probably could break this with a deconstruction and charging through here, especially with no restoration, though there is that curse to be afraid of, so it does make sense what he's doing. But he's going to lose this town center. He does come in with the temple. That is for those behemoths, but nonetheless, town center is going to be going down. And then what for Chasing the Sun? Can he fight this back with a traitor? Like, you steal the Nemean lion back and maybe he's okay. These Caraballister are doing some nice little damage on the back. He has to click traitor on that, right? It looks like he's going to be bailing for the time being. So Firefox gets sort of everything that he wants here. He's completely broken out of his position. He has a second gold mine. He's not super far behind on villager differential here. Sure, there's Prometheus difference coming, but he's in a great spot. All these buildings getting taken down. Some herdables over here for Chasing the Sun to pull back to his main base if he wants, or if Firefox can claim it, he's going to grab that as well. Firefox can actually move forward and just grab this town center as well to like completely claim the advantage. He's in front by 3,000 military resource value here. An absolutely insane advantage for Firefox. But, you know, Chasing the Sun still has that villager lead, so he's got time on his side. To some degree, he can grab a town center himself. He's got himself a palace on the back. He can think about going to the Mythic Age potentially. More houses going down, another temple on the back here. And the big thing that he's got right now on Firefox, which Firefox doesn't have a great answer to, is speed. 5.8 speed, heavy Contarius, charging around the map. You've got to sort this out. You've got to make sure your base is really nice and well defended. There's no stray villagers out in the middle of the map. This sort of stuff here for Firefox, really no reason to take these sorts of risks. Just place farms when you're playing in this specific position as the slow military. Like if you're playing China or something like that, just don't take the risks. You're in front. You've got the military resource lead. Don't give your opponent an angle back into the game. Wall up everything, and you're just good to go, because that's the game plan here for Firefox, you would say. But nonetheless, the Petropoli still pushing forward here, still taking buildings out as the Contarius are going to be shuffling around. Great defense from Firefox. He's getting away with murder over onto that right side, as the Katoska bots will be able to spot some stuff on the back, but will be losing his life as Chasing the Sun does manage to actually click up to the Mythic Age through Atlas. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a leveler. Take a look at these units here for the time being for Firefox. 105 HP on the pacifist. They can survive, but the Toxotes won't. The Peltasts won't. The heroes might. You can restoration after to try and keep those pacifists alive, but Firefox doesn't have doesn't really have a great answer right now to this sort of implode spike. Apart from the fact that he could sit himself in the heroic age and spam units for quite some time. If he just sits here, takes the implode, make sure he gets his base all defended, but takes the implode, rebuilds, should be okay. Actually, let's see. Does Chasing see this? He does see the village center, so he knows exactly what he's up against. Fine. I don't know when he spotted it, but he does know what he's up against as we see a palace over onto this side. Now, the game plan for Chasing the Sun at this point has to be controlling gold mines. He's given away this position, so he either has to break this town center and lock this gold mine off, lock this gold mine off, lock this gold mine off like he's doing, or he has to play for all of this position and be playing for, like, not necessarily the super late game, but kind of playing for that position. If you can play for that position, he should be, and manage to grab it, he should be in a good spot. But the palace gets up, another palace coming through for Chasing the Sun. And the other angle here is actually to go for destroyer raids while pressuring elsewhere. So you get yourself out like 5 or 6 destroyers, 10 destroyers, whatever, and you're going to hit over here while you're charging through onto a positions like this and just locking off the army from joining the fight. Conversely, Firefox just needs to secure these positions himself. You don't have to get all of them like Chasing the Sun does, but you just have to lock off the right amount of space. As Chasing the Sun starting to mass up some units. Get those fanatics out. These things are really, really strong. They've been buffed to the 9s a few times, and I think people are starting to really work it all out as the army charges forward. Implode coming down, and that resource differential is going to plummet here. I'm surprised to see Firefox not trying to retreat, but he wants to get a little bit of damage off before it all ends up going one way as his army gets spat out. And now military differential is equal, but villager differential is also equal. Restoration coming down on just a handful of units. A little bit surprised to see that. Would have thought Firefox would just run, but he says, "Now I can sit this one out." And he's not exactly wrong about this. His army is nice and powerful. He's just got a couple of relatively useless siege weapons in the back as the Argus coming through here. Chiron and Achilles trying to take those Argus down. It's very, very difficult. Firefox still trying to fight through all of this, but he is taking a lot of pain here as the Valor coming down onto the Chiron and Chasing the Sun in the driver's seat now. He's got himself his town center back. The only problem is he's equal on villagers. Being equal on villagers with a Greek player, that's tough. So he does need to ride this advantage that he's got right now of military resource value and try and find some tangible advantages here. Lock this town center off. Grab these positions over here like he's already doing, like early mining on the Ford gold mine. Beautiful from Chasing the Sun. Firefox just needs to weather the storm. Another Sentinels into this position. You might not think it, but like just take a look at how much damage these guys are doing. You've got 22, 11 times 8 here at the moment. That's kind of a lot of damage in this one little area, plus the town center and the towers. You don't want to hang out all too often here if you're Chasing the Sun, but especially when you're just fighting like small amounts of units, because you will be losing those units pretty quickly. Or at least not really doing any damage. You're just losing units for no reason. And this is now going to be leveling the playing field. Firefox in a good spot. Chasing the Sun also in a good spot. And we get into this sort of weird position where both players are 2 TCs. One has got a village center, which levels the villager, like, the villager increase or whatever. Chasing the Sun has a slight edge, but there's nothing here that's going to be able to win a game. He's now starting to time shift Palace around and get these positions all locked up. Firefox does have himself this gold mine. One idea for Firefox actually is just to drop a market. If he puts a couple of markets in the corner, just straight starts making like one donkey caravan and not 2. One donkey caravan and grabs this town center. He can sit on the heroic age for quite some time and be completely fine here to survive. And then the onus is on Chasing the Sun to actually make something happen to break through all of that before the Mythic Age comes in and Firefox is completely set up and safe to go. Nonetheless, ballistics coming through. We've got that fortified town centers, a bunch of upgrades also on the way. Arcus starting to come through as well. As the Palace does come up. And I love seeing this here from Atlantean players. Getting a little couple walls up. This is something we often see some of the more legacy players sort of forgetting to do. It used to be super inefficient to build walls as Atlantean on Legacy because you would just build manors and you could just garrison like the entirety of your economy into those manors. A couple of citizens going down here. Not ideal though, as the palace will end up killing up. Doesn't manage to kill off the hoplite. Hoplite gets a citizen kill there. A little bit of a misplay from Chasing the Sun not to run away, but nonetheless, looks like Firefox's idea here is get him to. Actually, he's going for fortified town centers. I'm a bit surprised. I would have expected him to just go heroic age, or mythic age, but he is getting that third town center, fourth town center. So the idea of starting a trade route or something is not too crazy as the army comes through. A couple of archers here, fanatics on the front, got those fire siphons in the back. Chasing the Sun does not really have the upgrades here to compete at the moment. Firefox has got some incredibly good upgrades here. One thing that he does have is range, though. So shooting, scooting on this does make a lot of sense, as Chasing the Sun will pull back ever so slightly, and Firefox will need to pull back and get out of here. As the destroyers coming through, Toxodi over there getting cleaned up. More Contarius going to be coming in. We've got the Artemis pre-queue for Firefox. I am very, very surprised to see Artemis at the moment. Like, I know you've already got... Actually, you know what? He's probably got most of the upgrades, so there's not really a super good reason to go for Hephaestus here. Artemis makes a lot of sense, though Earthquake's not going to get you a massive amount of value. What will get you value is that Shafts of the Plague technology for your archers, as well as potentially also some Chimera, though your opponent's got Trader, so you might want to just delete that and play for a bunch of Siege that he might Trader, and then, like, he's got already 230 village, 230 favor as the weirdest of curses. Curse defense here from Firefox is super interesting as the destroyers are just piling in onto this position. You've got to get some units over there. These sort of side raids are so strong. Such a great idea for Chasing the Sun here, is he's going to be trying to break in. He's getting his last 3 oracles out as well, but not able to break through just yet. The only problem is, what do you train here in terms of myth unit, in terms of using this favor? Maybe the answer is just you don't train anything and you just go for a second implode, because you've got Prometheans, not a terrible unit to be mixing in. Really, really nice versus the hoplites. But the myth units, if you go too heavy onto those Prometheans, I mean, your opponent's just going to have all those heroes out anyways. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense in the mythic when your opponent's in the mythic age, because the town center does fall down. Behemoth as an idea does make some sense as long as there's not a Perseus out, and Argus does make some sense as well to break up the Archibald bubble, the Archibald. On the back, you run forward with the Argus, you kind of distract, just don't care about anything. Drop that pool of acid on top of the Toxotes, and it will be a nice way to go. As Chasing the Sun trying to break through here. Restoration comes down, and Chasing will have to pull back, will have to reevaluate his decisions as the game continues along. Destroyer getting picked off, both players, 3 town centers. Both players with an equal amount of gold mines here. 1, 2, 3. Actually, I think maybe Chasing the Sun's got 1 large gold mine more than Firefox. But like I said, I don't think this is going to matter. In fact, I think Firefox should probably be on this forward gold mine, because this actually could end up mattering. Because Chasing the Sun still has this deconstruction. If you can get up to full iron and champion before Firefox can get there, I'm not sure he's going to be able to. But if he can, he's going to be in a really good spot. Another idea here for Chasing the Sun, as he's trying to push forward, trying to increase the amount of economy he's got, is just to heroize all 38 of these citizens. He's already got 12 citizens at the moment, or hero citizens, but if he heroizes the rest of them, they're all going to be working overtime. Of course, it takes some time to pay it off, but you've got Theft of Fire, and all you really need is income at a certain point to compete, and you're going to be good. But nonetheless, still not able to break past this position, as Firefox still in a good spot. Still has the armory upgrade advantage. He's got the military resource value advantage as well. Absolutely huge here, as the Heroic Age Mythic Age hits, we've got all the upgrades, Beast Slayer coming through, Shafts of Plague coming through, Advanced Fortifications coming through. Firefox is absolutely set up for the next part of this game. Absolutely. As the Chimera coming through. There's still this trader to be used on the Chimera if need be, but still avoiding to do it just yet. As the upgrade's still not in for Chasing the Sun. He's losing some citizens over onto this side. I'm still a little worried for Firefox about this gold mine as he's now moving forward, but Chasing the Sun needs to break through this. The other thing is, there's 22 villagers on this on this temple. So, economically speaking, Firefox doesn't have that much stuff here as the trader does come down. One way to actually play around trader, which might be a little bit counterintuitive, is to actually spam the myth units your opponent wants to trader, because then it's just going to be on cooldown when they're being used. So you get out like 5 Chimera instead of just 1, then all of a sudden they're going to be super effective. You trade as 1, the rest of them are going to kill off the other one, and then you're just good to continue along. As the army charges through here, taking a really, really nice fight, there's still a crazy large amount of military resource advantage here for Firefox. Chasing the Sun, on the other hand here, he's only got 4 military barracks. This is a gigantic mistake from Chasing the Sun at this point. Atlantean late game needs military buildings. You need, like, I would go in so far as to say a good solid 20 military buildings is around the number you need to compete, but he does manage to push Firefox back here. For whatever reason, Firefox is still floating a big advantage in terms of military here, but he's not able to hold this position. Of course, the Palace is here to help out, so that is playing a little bit of a role, but Chasing the Sun's able to push in, able to get some stuff happening. And the only thing really holding Chasing the Sun back from breaking in onto this spot is his production. That's kind of it. He's making some of those llama caravans. On the other side, there's also going to be some donkey caravans, coinage coming in as well there for Firefox. And now we see some of these pretty, I love these units. The Gastrophotaurus coming through. These guys are sneaky. One of the most sneaky things about them is the fact that they don't really look like Siege. Now, of course, if you're aware that these things are coming, and these players are, then it's not that sneaky, but you can kind of catch your opponent out for a little bit. We do have a whole bunch of Pegasus coming through here. I'm a little bit confused about what their purpose is. That's a lot of population. How many does he have? He's got 8 Pegasi. That's a lot of population just kind of sitting in the air, not doing anything for Firefox. Very, very confused with that one, but down to the bottom here, Clontaris raiding while the army says, you know what? If you're going to just go over there and kill my villagers, I will simply walk over here and kill your town center. As the Gastrophotaurus here do crazy amounts of damage. So Hoplites managed to take the town center down, Chasing the Sun in a very, very difficult spot now, but the army of Firefox out of position here to some degree. Town center going to get shot up again. The Gastrophotaurus can turn around and deny this with just 1 volley if they want. He's going after the villagers for the time being, but you just deny that. Let the villagers get a little bit of HP onto the town center and then snipe it. Makes him lose some resources. But nonetheless, Six of the Titans on the way now for Firefox. He's still using that village center even though he's on full villager population. I would be a little scared to do that, to be honest. Like, if I've got full population of villagers, I'll just put it in a normal town center because that can go down in a heartbeat. It's like 1800 HP. It's like nothing. But now, Chasing the Sun, yet again, focusing down this town center. Makes a lot of sense. This is where the trade route is going. Hit this position, cause those problems. There's enough favor now for that next implode. Now, this is quite clearly what Chasing the Sun is playing for. The military here, if you take a look, Toxotes, they never get over 100 HP. So, and neither do Peltast, neither do Hippaspis. The Hippaspis do. But this is going to do a lot of damage to Firefox. Firefox just invested a whole amount of resources into this Titan Gate, which is at the top of the map. And he loses his town center. But Chasing the Sun is waiting for his moment here to drop this implode. He doesn't have, there he goes. He doesn't have to drop it here, but he goes, all right, we can break through this. We can push through this position. We see some citizens wandering forward here for Chasing the Sun. No, but the villagers in this position, also getting sucked in a little bit off of the farms. There's only 20 villagers on food at the moment as my frame rates drop into the underworld there, it seems. But we're back now. One other idea would be to sneak a temple. I mean, of course, this could be spotted by Firefox, but there is a... I don't know if it does. You can sneak a temple over here, and then Behemoth's onto the Titan Gate. Does he see it? He doesn't see it. He barely misses it with that Oracle, as the village is going to attempt to put this town center back up, but that's some scary units over here. Firefox at 200 population. Does he deny it? It's 13 seconds away. It looks like the town center will get denied. The fire siphons come through to finish this one off. A little bit of a time shift here from Chasing the Sun would not go astray. Does he have guard towers? He doesn't even have watchtowers. I would think time shifting some guard towers in onto this spot would not go astray, but just doesn't have the income at the moment to make that happen. As the archery range is going down, the fire siphon's going to be breaking through here as well. Firefox has found himself in a very, very difficult position now. He's still got... How many of these does he have? He's playing... He's literally playing down 24 population here. Am I wrong on that? These aren't free, right? These cost 2 pop. Is there any world where those are free? I don't even know. Anyways, Armory going down over onto this side. It's the fire siphon going to be breaking down the Sentinel here. We've also got ourselves engineers pre-queued, which will help the push, but our Titan will be here. Now, Chasing the Sun does have himself part of the Titans, so he can pull back, he can heroize everything in a heartbeat, and then he can play against the Titan from there, especially if Firefox sends this to the wrong position. Nonetheless, Titan pops through here, and he's going to be starting to search around the map and look for some value, but the home base of Firefox is the worry here. More fire siphons are just streaming into this position to take out the town center. The only thing missing here for Chasing the Sun is literally just get some towers up. Of course, you're thinking about it right now going, well, 1, the resources aren't there, and 2, there's a Titan, so maybe we should just deal with the Titan first. But he needs to force that Titan to be distracted, so to speak. And if he can kill off the town center, at the very least, he can retreat, regroup, and then maybe play for a similar sort of idea for another implode sometime down the track here. As Trader comes onto the Chimera over here, trying to go after that trade route. As the Kontari is searching after villages, the Titan says, you know what, let's go after the town center. And this is exactly what Chasing the Sun should be wanting. He needs to... he's picking off the villages, which is fantastic, but he does need to just ignore everything, heroize all these guys, and then just charge after the Titan and just surround it with heroes. There's a couple of civs that are really, really good at dealing with a Titan, and a Atlantean civ that has resources is one of them. Because you can just heroize the entirety of your army, and that will be a dead Titan, especially if your opponent is out of position or doesn't have economy. But one thing that Firefox does have here is Restoration. He's got 270 favor. So he can use that favor whenever he wants to help out his army, take a nice fight, and just be in a good spot. Oh, there's still Earthquake, but I think he's saving this Earthquake for a Titan Gate. I don't know if it'll kill a Titan Gate, though. Does 2,000... Well, maybe it does. I think it does kill a Titan Gate. If you see it fast enough. I think that's his idea. I think his idea with the Pegasus is just to go after the Titan Gate. But, like, there's still 24 population here. I don't know what else to say apart from there's 24 population there just hanging out, just saying, just in case you do end up getting that Titan, I will come and kill you with my Earthquake. That has to be it. Nonetheless, a fortress up for Firefox on the back of the map here. He is trying to just hold on against all the pressure that Chasing the Sun is putting on. There's another fortress to come forward here. There's little bits of damage happening all over the map as Chasing the Sun is slowly starting to crumble here, so to speak. But he pulls back, more heroes. He's probably not got enough trade in. He's not building any extra trade caravans. I understand the logic here is I don't want to overdo my economy, but you're overdoing it on wood and underdoing it on gold. So get rid of a couple of citizens and get more trade caravans is probably the right idea here. As the hero units are going to be charging in, trying to take out this Titan. Fortress pushing here from Firefox makes a lot of sense with that advanced fortifications technology being through plus 80s. He can also drop another Sentinels down if he wants to, as he does go for that. As the army, the army has to sort of just push in and take these fights, because if he doesn't, then the fortress will just continue to come through as this Fire Siphon slowly trying to take down the fortress on the front there. And it does manage to stay alive with 18 HP, managing to deny one of those. The Titan still living, but 9,000 HP remaining. So it's getting its value without question at the moment, but Chasing the Sun is making Firefox work for it. There's still 16 villages on favor. There's 10 oracles out on the map, and I believe they're like nearly all oracle heroes as well. So they are getting favor up the wazoo. It's a technical expression as the heroes back onto this Titan, down to 6,500 HP. To some degree, you almost got to be like, well, maybe we just get rid of our Titan and get that population back if we're just going to be running away. But this is forcing Chasing the Sun to heroize everything and all that other good stuff as the Achilles Hoplite raid onto the trade route here, looking for some more value. Just charging units over there makes a huge amount of sense, as the Titan will now fall and Chasing the Sun can go back to his game plan as he's pushed by Firefox all the way back. Firefox knows these Pegasi are here. He's already just leaving. There's 11 of them. What are you doing? Now Secret of the Titans is queued up for Chasing the Sun. Maybe Chasing the Sun is like your opponent got to the Mythic Age like 20 minutes ago. Let's go with 17 minutes ago. Surely he's used his Mythic Age God power, right? Maybe he's forgotten. We'll see. We'll see what the plan, what the Titan Gate is going to be able to amount to here for Chasing the Sun. Now, this has to have been Firefox's plan. This is why these Pegasi are sitting here, like, without question. I'm just gonna see it. Surely this is the right move. Guys, I thought I was stuck for a moment, but I got out of it. It's all good. Another fortress coming up now for Firefox, as he's gonna continue his fortress pushing ways. As the Titan Gate will come down, there's another fortress coming up over onto this side, as Chasing the Sun is going to be equally spamming down his defenses. Titan Gate is up, and Pegasus, they still stand still. Oh, now they're looking. Now we're going to start searching. It's got 9,000 HP. It does, how long does it last for? 12 seconds. So you do the math. 2,200 crush. I believe that the Titan Gate goes down almost regardless, right? As finally the Pegasi will end up falling as the Town Center will take him out. He's going to charge over onto this spot. And is this going to be a completely dead Titan Gate? Firefox sees it. Earthquake gets dropped down. Damage is coming through. And that does look like it's going to be a denied Titan Gate, as Chasing the Sun will not be having a Titan in this game. He also loses the Town Center over here as well. While this is all going on, he's not able to get his Town Center back. Really, really nice plan from Firefox, if not just simply a little bit too, maybe overcommitted on the Pegasi or something, I don't know. But he does manage to keep himself at least equal. One Titan for one Titan, basically, here with the God Power usage. Chasing the Sun still has got himself this deconstruction that he's saving for next game. But he's just not able to hold back the might of all of these fortress and everything else as he pushes forward onto this position. And Chasing the Sun also saving wood for the Trojan horse, I think, to build that now and say, Let me try the Trojan horse angle. There's still this angle of putting like a whole bunch of buildings over here. Idea would be you just chuck a whole bunch of military barracks down, and then you grab this tech from the temple, and then you just build like, you just start spamming it onto this spot, and then get units in, and then spam in towers on this spot as well. There are a lot of angles for late game Kronos play, especially if you've got a sneaky oracle in the back corner of a map like that. So yeah, I'm now starting to see the towers coming up all over the place, but I think that's mostly one player's got 12, one one's got 9, and I mean, this makes perfect sense. You're at this many reasons. You can probably drop a wonder now if you're, or go for a wonder now if you're Firefox, but grabbing this town center, first port of call, then grab this corner of the map, lock off the trade, and chasing the sun's chances in this game do seem to be diminishing. The palace on the back going to be falling. These Gastrophotoras are doing work. Like, of all of the unique Greek units, this one is easily one of the most valuable. I mean, of course you can get yourself Petropoli out regardless, but the big advantage of the Gastrophotoras is actually the speed. When you think about it, 3.8 speed for a siege weapon is a crazy amount of speed. So the Heliopoli are going to be coming through. Town center can get grabbed, and chasing the sun with very little he can really do to stop this now. Firefox is well and truly defended. He's gotten through to this point of the game. The towers here is an almost unbreakable position. These champion Toxotes as well with Shafts of the Plague. You normally expect the destroyers to do really well in this spot, but because of that Shafts of the Plague, these Toxotes, while they're not really doing any damage with their actual attack, with the tick, they're doing 1.5 damage per shot. Of course, it takes time for the damage to actually come through, but it's still allowing him to defend this relatively simple, which, generally speaking, dealing with destroyers as Greek is quite challenging because they're going to have to go for Hypaspis, which can get cleaned up pretty quickly from nice micro from the Arcus ball, and the destroyers pulling back. But in this one, Firefox manages to take it. Some really nice play. Apart from the 24 population sort of sitting idle for half the game, some really nice play and an entertaining game at that. With the village center angle here, I suspect that had he actually gone for this town center, I think he would have been in an even better spot. But the village center angle did make chasing the sun have to like question stuff. If he scouted that town center there, maybe the town center of chasing the sun, as we come over here and take a look at it, maybe this one comes up not at 6 minutes and 55 seconds, but maybe more at like 5 minutes into the game, and then the game is a completely different game. Or potentially goes, oh, you're going to TC, we'll go for an all-in and we'll lock you off gold type idea. Whereas I think chasing the sun was like, well, are you going for a fast heroic? Are you going for a what are you doing? I don't know. It looked like a fast heroic in a lot of different ways there from what Firefox was, or what chasing the sun had scouted. But that being said, I still don't understand the town center grab from chasing the sun. It would have been really interesting to see him go for like 10 oracles and like mass units in the classical age for Prometheans into a sort of Hyperion heroic age angle. If things don't go too well on the first gold mine, you can still play for the second gold mine, or third gold mine, I should say. Anyways, I will play game here from Firefox. If you guys enjoyed this one, make sure you hit the follow button. If you're on the Twitch, hit the follow. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.